OpenClaw devlog updates. It's been horrible since the last time. We have had some success, but a lot of time wasted on Google Cloud Console authentication. Man, do I hate that website. It's just too complex for me. This here, or what is it? Cloud, can't even type cloud. This website, too complex, man. I don't like it. Too many buttons, too many functions. It's a mess. And I've set up my OpenClaw to be able to see my YouTube at, is this, hopefully this is not confidential. That's probably fine. I've set up my OpenClaw so I have access to my YouTube history because that's where I consume a lot of information. So I wanted to be able to see what I've consumed on YouTube because then you can better know um, what information I've consumed. Now I'm repeating myself, so that then I can ask it about this thing that I saw in this YouTube video, and it knows, okay, oh yeah, that was that video, and that was that guy that said that thing, and then it can give me context from that video or search the internet broader around that topic, and it has the context of where I got that information from and what I'm referring to, and it's gonna be like, oh yeah, yeah, that's the thing from that one video that you listened to at that one time. And then there's a separate, it's like a skill in OpenClaw where it has access to your Google Workspace, like your Gmail and Calendar and maybe Drive and stuff. I had this set up and it was working. Set it up 3 days ago. Then I wanted to use it today. The Gmail and Calendar stuff worked, but the YouTube history thing, the data portability API, was not working anymore. And I think it's because our system never saved the tokens that you need to use the access and the refresh token. I'm not sure. I just assumed when we set this up 3 days ago that it would save it in the appropriate locations in the env file or whatever. But then I asked it to use it again today and just wasn't able to do it. It had no recollection of it, no keys to use anywhere, like it was just lost. And so I had to set it up all again, and it's hard to explain in a way that makes sense, but I just ended up running into this like small weird issue after small weird issue after small weird issue, just like manual debugging just through a slow AI chat interface was the words. It's like a slow programming debugging loop. And I ended up spending like almost 3 hours just getting this to work again. Even though it took me like maybe 20 minutes to set up the first time. It's ridiculous. Now it works, and I think I've saved the credentials correctly for the future. Reason I was going to do this is because I was going to do a test, have it look through the YouTube history, get the transcripts, and analyze it with some other data to give me reports about kind of what I've done that week. But I ended up spending too much time on this. I'm annoyed because I'm supposed to be automating things and making my digital life more simple with OpenClaw, and I just ended up spending 3 hours in this horrible debugging loop with a shitty chat interface, just making it worse and making no progress. I made reverse progress. I spent 2 hours ending up at a worse point than I was, and then another hour trying to like get ahead again. Yeah, but one success story as well. For the past week that's been, I made a training plan at the start of the week with what I wanted to do training wise, and then I told it to OpenClaw, and then throughout the week I've been tracking everything. I like track my workouts with my watch and some apps, and then I asked it at the end of the week to review whether I actually ended up like hitting my goals, whether I like performed the plan correctly or not, and also to analyze a little bit. I'm trying to do these runs that are not too intense to get some more cardio without fatiguing the body. So I'm trying to ask you to like whether the intensity is correct. I don't trust the analysis; it's doing too much right now. I need some better tools or methodology for analyzing. But then as we kind of agreed on a plan for the next week, and now it generated me this image, which is not too pretty, but it's better than having nothing. So that's cool. It's just using the Nano Banana from Google, and also like a week plan, which is cool. And these could be much more pretty, but compared to me usually having nothing. Why is this happening? Then this is cool, just a little bit of a visual reference, and we're just gonna keep iterating on this. And yeah, that's about it that I'm going to document. I also had a huge issue with OpenClaw with the context filling up, where I don't know if I should scroll in the chat. So you can check the status. Yep. So now it's at, yeah, very few tokens, right? It goes up to, oh, not very few, but it goes up to, this is the context limit. But I was having this chat for a long time debugging, and it was at like 250,000 out of max. And it's sometimes going to automatically compact it without even telling you. And that's maybe good, but also maybe bad sometimes because I lose some context. But for some reason, it wasn't compacting. And then I tried running like a command to compact it, and it just didn't work. It just ran for many minutes without telling me anything. So the system kind of froze. I couldn't interact with it. And in the end, it told me compaction timed out. It couldn't compact it. So I needed to start a new session, but I didn't want to do it right then because I knew there was some keys we had set up that were maybe like in the session context memory, but wasn't yet saved to files, and I didn't see them because it kind of doesn't show it in the Telegram chat, but I think it's like in the hidden chat history. So I couldn't start a new session. I couldn't compact the existing session. And when I tried asking it a prompt, I think there's this concept of context rot, which I'm not too familiar with, but essentially, if the LLM has this big of a context window, and you give it like fill it almost all the way up with like chat history and other context, for example, and then you write your new instruction at the bottom. Sometimes it's so much information that even though this is within the context window, if it goes like down here, you write something here. Even though you write something here, it's technically within the window. It just ignores it. Like whatever is further down kind of gets less priority. Is like that its memory is worse for the stuff further down in the context window. So I noticed sometimes I was sending a message and then it would respond, but it responded like it hadn't even seen the message. It responded to something I asked way previously, which it had also answered previously. Or even like once way earlier I'd asked it to do this like bigger task with a sub agent. And then right now later I'm just asking it some simple question about whatever. And it just went ahead and started this whole sub agent process again, using like a bunch of tokens and time for a job that I didn't even need to get done because it had already been done. And that wasn't what we're working on now. And then it just ignores my question, and after a little bit responds, okay, hey, this sub agent task now completed. I'm like, bro. So that was a very weird issue where I was literally sending it messages and it would respond, but it would respond like it had not even seen my message or even the previous like 3, 4 ones, just kind of completely ignore that and just respond to something we discussed previously. Yeah, so that was very frustrating. So I haven't really made any progress, but that's the update for now. Just a lot of time essentially wasted on nothing, and the opposite of what this automation is supposed to achieve.